Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video, I'm just going to go through Hell 51 through to 60. I'm going to use some Mystifiers teams in order to do it. As you can see, Mystifiers damage reduction is 75%, so these are the units that they want us to use. However, I'm going to pause, I'm going to go make some teams. Hopefully, we'll see a Mystifiers victory, and we'll take from there. So bear with me. Okay, so we're back, and I have made a couple of Mystifiers teams. As you can see, this is 5 out of 5. We need to swap you around, I believe, and we can pop you down here. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So this is the team build that I've gone for. So I've gone for Gaia with skin, of course, and you've got Tsukiyomi, Emily, Catherine, and Mulan. The reason that I've got Emily in here and not somebody like Lancelot or another DD unit in here is primarily because of the increase to your... Effectively, whenever Emily is deployed, she will increase the corrode stack limit and also apply 5 stacks of corrode to the enemy team when she is deployed at the start of battle. The other reason we want 5 Mystifiers on this team is so that they apply the 5 stacks of corrode at the start of battle. So effectively, the entire enemy team will have 10 stacks of corrode right at the start of battle, which means that Tsukiyomi will then steal, I think it's 20 million attack and 20 million defense. So enemy will decrease by 20 million attack and defense, and we will increase by 20 million attack and defense. Typically, we do see a lot of this. I've seen a lot of very low damage numbers taken by our team, so in the single digits. I've also got Catherine in here, Mulan for the Striker synergy to pair with Tsukiyomi. And we do have Gaia because Gaia is just absolutely ridiculous as a unit. Now the second team, I've gone for a little bit of a change. We do have 3 Monarchs on the team. So you have, well, technically 4, including Cleo. So you have Dullahan, Astrid, Talos, Cleo, and Dahlia. Dahlia to switch with Cleo, give us an additional attack bonus, and as well, we've got the 4 Monarchs to allow us to survive. Now, with regards to artifacts on this first team, I've gone for our splash damage or splash axe. We've gone for pursuit dart for the additional attacks on crit. We have also gone for... It is what it is. I know we're not going to get a lot of crits with this team, but you can go ahead and change that if you want. So you increase dodge, you remove this or unequip, and you go ahead and equip the crit artifact, which will help you proc the pursuit dart much more often. But we have gone also for at the start of battle, every 1 speed additionally increases the chance of casting ultimate skill. Plus we have the counterattack horn. So every time we dodge an attack, we'll counter-attack with a basic attack. The majority of these units, when they do a basic attack, will in fact apply stacks of corrode, which will boost up Gaia's damage and also help Tsukiyomi out quite a bit. Relics, I've gone for Underworld Key, Plague Bow, and Knight's Edge as well for the additional attack increases, and Holy Shield. We have also on this team, we've gone for our relics of Death Scythe. We've gone for the Mirror for the revive function, and also the Cauldron as well for additional protection once that procs. Now, artifacts for this team, I've gone for Undying Shield, I've gone for Healing Spear, the Mystifiers increase damage, and also increase of debuffs applied by allies as well as increased speed. So we don't technically need increased speed on here. You can go for something else like your increased crit rate and your increased attack, but I think it's better to have a higher speed stat, especially with Astrid on the team, because Astrid, based on her speed, will increase the attack of our team in total. So let's go ahead, let's jump in, let's see whether or not these teams work in this first battle. If they do work, we will try and push through as much as we can with these teams. If we do need to change things up, then we will. We'll probably include units like Elisha for the additional attack increase and stuff like that. We do also, so enemies here, Holy Shield has been removed. And it is a very, very powerful ability. As you can see, we're doing a lot of damage right off the bat. And the reason for that is because of Tsukiyomi and her stealing of attack and defense. We're also increasing our own attack and our own damage output, as well as our own damage reduction every time corrode is applied. As you can see, right at the start of battle, we are up to 50 stacks for Gaia's Genesis Glow, so very, very strong. And here, Tsukiyomi, proving why she is top dog. I say top dog, she's not. Gaia is top dog, but it seems to have worked out very, very well for us with that first team. Now, this second team might be a little bit worse off, but we did include the increased speed as well, and primarily so that we can get in with our stacks before our enemies can do. So each unit will get an increase of, I believe, 150 speed or something along those lines, which is why we're going first here, and why we're able to do all of our attacks before, and hopefully we're going to build up. So Dahlia does... so Dahlia does do her ultimate here. It's because of the Grace of Shadows that we've got. We also have Grace of Hunters active as well, so all of the healing that we've got in place, very, very strong. Now we get our attack increases. Dahlia's going to, Dahlia's already switched with Cleo, so that should give us quite a beneficial attack increase. And then Dahlia here to switch, hopefully not going to take out the enemies before our Glorians do, no. But we do get the double ultimate here as well, and that is with thanks to Astrid, first of all. Astrid doing a lot of work there. That was a lot of damage. We get Dullahan here to apply those stacks of corrode, increasing our attack on our Cleo here because of the leech rate effect. Now very, very strong, and we do get the miss here, but unfortunately all of our units have attacked already, so this is going to do basically nothing for us for now anyway. So we have been marked. It is unfortunate, it is what it is, and Cleo has been frozen. Dahlia lost her Holy Shield but does gain it back with thanks to Cleo's passive. If you don't have Cleo on this team, you can always trade her out for Atrops as well, and switching with Dahlia should get the job done, especially if you've got a relatively high star level for your Cleo. And as you can see, we're doing more than enough damage to take these guys out. And it should be over relatively quickly. Mystifiers being one of the stronger teams in the format at the moment. I would say probably best PvP team in the game is a combination of Elisha, Eudora, Arthur, Ophelia, potentially Victoria, but probably it's a toss-up between the two, Ophelia and Victoria at the moment. Very, very strong. So enemies do get an attack in on Cleo here, but again, it's not going to matter altogether too much. If we were to attack now, if one of our units was to get an attack in now, then we would kill whoever it is with the double attack from double ultimate from Cleo. Very, very strong, but I think we should be good. So Cleo will perform her ultimate here, and then it will boost up the rest of the team with thanks to Dahlia switching. Yep, so 79,000 million, that is not bad. And then Astrid here, to get a miss in, but not to worry, because the Mystifiers passive of dealing 8% or dealing the corrode damage on there, very, very powerful. So let's power through and let's see how far we can get with these teams. Again, we'll stop at round 55, and we'll stop at round 60, and we'll watch those matches. But again, I have no worries about Mystifiers just because of how strong the teams are at the moment. Again, that Monarch synergy, very, very good. You could probably even include a lot of the Mystified B team, so specifically like Lancelot, Sandra, units like that would probably still fare very well within the Hell difficulty, especially at this stage of the season. When we're getting very close to the end of the season, you should have your hope tree fully built up now, or at least as close as you can get. Now this is stage 55. We do have the Tenacity Guardian applies 10 stacks of defense increase on enemies, so increasing defense by 50%. Don't think it's going to matter too much because we primarily steal the defense with the first team, and we can effectively ignore the defense with the second team. So let's go ahead and see just how well this team does perform. Now Mulan is an all-star in this particular format. Really, really strong. The burn mechanic still still, to this day, one of the most powerful mechanics that they've introduced, in my opinion anyway. That burn mechanic really does. And the reason that it's so strong is because of the percentage damage that it deals as well. So as you can see, we do apply burn to Dorabella, and we keep applying burn to Dorabella. We are applying burn to Katrina as well. No burn on the front row because Mulan's passive only affects that same row. It is why Magatama is so strong, or the relic Magamata is so strong. And it is primarily because your entire team applies this burn mechanic when you do equip that relic, as well as having a last word effect. So same as Mavis's passive. Now the increase in defense, again, I don't think it's going to matter altogether too much. Yep, so because of the corrode damage, it sort of negates the increase in defense. We nearly got Minotaur as well. That's just how quick this team is at clearing these stages. Again, if you were going to go through the entirety of Rift Odyssey with just one team, I would probably suggest Mystifiers is your best bet, because Mystifiers is just so strong right now, especially with Gaia, Astrid, Tsukiyomi, Dullahan, very, very powerful units. Mulan especially, you know, I would say probably one of the top 3 units that you need in order to pass through Rift Odyssey is Mulan. Now, as you can see, we're not doing anywhere near as much damage as we were doing previously, or with the last team. The reason for that is primarily because we didn't steal any attack and defense from the enemies, which is why we were doing, or the enemies were doing so little damage to us, and why we're able to do so much damage so quickly with our other team. Now, the switch between Cleo and Dahlia, again, it's going to be very, very powerful moving forward. We should see Astrid here. Direct attack on Minotaur, of course, because why not? And the defense is really actually helping them put up quite a good fight. But we do reduce defense and attack as well with our own attacks every time we apply corrode, and we are doing a fair chunk of this damage. So Dahlia to do another ultimate here, very, very strong. And we get the dodge here from most of our units, so that dodge still paying off here. Very, very good. Now, no healing on the enemy side except from Karnak. Enemies need to get crit hits. If you are struggling against an enemy Karnak, best relic to use is actually Chaos Orb. The reason that it's so strong, wow, decent damage there from Dahlia. But the reason that it's so strong is because it reduces the enemy's crit rate as well. It applies 1 stack of crit reduction on enemies. So the reason that Karnak can be so strong is because we do effectively apply a reduced crit rate, and so they cannot heal. Just something to keep in mind there. So as you can see, Cleo doing 3,000 million on her basic attack. And that attack that she's been stacking up will then be transferred, or at least 50% of it will be transferred over to our team here. Now, enemies do have shields back up, and that is thanks to the crits from Katrina, very, very strong. We are applying a lot of corrode though, so we should see a victory here after this round. Probably Dahlia to potentially finish things off, but we'll see, Yeah, lots of defense increases as well from the enemy, but looks like it doesn't matter altogether too much. The double ultimate is coming from Astrid. Astrid does allow for that double ultimate, and we can see Dullahan doing a fair chunk of that damage as well. So we do get the dodge and Dahlia to attack once again. Not dealing altogether too much this time round, and again it's because Cleo's passive has effectively worn off from her. So I think we can go ahead and skip this. Yeah, it would have been that round that we won. It looks like Cleo MVP, and in the first match it was Tsukiyomi. So we'll go ahead and see just how far this Mystifiers team can push us. It looks like we did get a loss on that one. Oof. Yeah, again, Mystifiers really, really strong, even on the enemy team. Can do a lot of damage unless you have your Celestials in place. A way to counter Mystifiers: if there's no Celestials or 2 Celestials on the enemy team, they won't rebuke that, or they won't purify the stacks of corrode on them, so you can effectively get a turn 1 win if there's no Holy Shield active either. Unfortunately, there was Holy Shield on this one, but as you can see, we're doing a lot of damage already. So let's go ahead and skip. That would have been a round 1 win, not bad at all. And then for this team, more like a round 5 win. So very, very strong. We see Cleo again MVP, and the reason for that is because she builds up attack because of Dahlia so quickly. And it looks like we did lose another unit, that Mulan, but we got the victory, so I'm not fussed about it. And it looks like this team round 6 this time, but it seems as though we are doing very well and very on track to win. Should be absolutely fine. We'll go ahead and skip this. So round 2 victory here, and then a round 5, I'm going to say. Yeah, round 5 victory for this team as well. And then we'll sit and we'll just have a relax and watch this enemy Persephone probably own us. What you can do if you don't have, say for example, if you don't have Tsukiyomi and you did want to counter enemy Persephone, you can always go ahead and include Franz. I would probably pop Franz on this back row, something like this. In fact, let's do it this way. Let's see whether or not Franz can pull it out the bag for us. And we don't have a counter on this this team, so the Fortitude effect really can be a bit of a pain. I don't really have too many answers for you on this one. You can include units like Doris, who remove the Fortitude effect. And in fact, let's go ahead and check, because I think we can. So let me just have a check in. So we jump into Celestial Trials, jump into Emily, and then we get a full list here. So we've got Franz, we do have Doris, Lachesis, Christine, and Talinas as well in order to counter this Fortitude effect. So what we could do, potentially, is we could include Doris on this team to remove the Fortitude effect, but we'll just have to see. I think it might actually be better to include Franz on this team here, rather than including Franz on another team. And what I will do, I'm going to take out Talos of this team, and we'll pop Franz in instead, so we do get that counter. I don't think we'll have too many issues with this first team. So this team here, I don't foresee many issues at all. I think we should be able to kill them quicker than that Fortitude effect can be applied, or we can kill enemy Persephone here, and then the Fortitude effects will go away. So we'll just have to see. So we do get all of this burn in. And we get our attack increases from Plague Bow, Knight's Edge, and now we are also building up our attack and our defense with the healing as well. So we should see enemies attack here. We do have 150, no dodge from Tsukiyomi here, but we do get a response from Emily. We'll see how much damage she's doing. 13,000 million, that is not bad, especially with that splash axe, and we even take out enemy Persephone. So yeah, no chance for that first team. Now this team, again, we've seen it take a bit longer, up to round 5 for the victory, which is why I've included Franz on here to remove that Fortitude effect from whoever the 2 enemy Persephones apply it to. So we do get a miss there. It's not the end of the world. We do switch, which is what we like to see. We do increase our max HP, max attack, and we are going to build up using that leech rate effect as well. Dahlia to dodge this attack, which means that we're going to retaliate, but not doing altogether too much damage right now. We will hopefully see Cleo pop off in this next one. As you can see, Fortitude effect at the start of round 2 has been applied to the enemy Sao. So we should see Cleo do a lot of work here, increasing our attack. We see Dahlia, yep, 8,900 million, and with the double, with thanks to Astrid as well. We do see Astrid here, potentially switching Astrid around with Dullahan would be better, because we don't really want damage to go on this enemy Persephone, but we are increasing our attack, decreasing enemies' attack as well, and now Franz to remove that Fortitude effect, doing 25,000 million. That is very, very strong. Cleo here to do a lot of dodging, putting in the additional ultimates, but again, we won't really see this altogether too much. Oh, we won't really see a lot of effect from this one. So Franz should start to do a lot more damage, and enemies still have that corrode placed on them. So now with the cauldron, we can't take any damage. So very, very strong. And as you can see, Dahlia to take out this front row, we should see a lot of damage here on enemy on the enemy Persephone there. It looks like we've got the victory in round 3. So adding Franz in actually did more. We did more damage with Franz in than with Talos. So we'll see. And who's next? Ethereals and Ethereals. So we'll go ahead and build 2 Ethereals teams on the next one. So I'll catch you then. Thanks very much for watching. Hope it's been informative. And yeah, see you soon.